Okay, welcome everybody. We have so many people to learn for and have in mind. First of all, my mother has COVID now. So we're going to learn from my mother, Esther Fradel Bas Chana. She should have a refuah shalema b'ser sheichel Yisrael together with Saba, that he should fully recuperate. And we want to have in mind one of our Chaver Adaf, who I will tell you that until today, I didn't know that Abe Arbach is a son of a old friend of mine in the yeshiva of Staten Island, David Arbach. He was an older bacher when I was in yeshiva, 4 years older than me. And I just understand now that he's in critical condition in Jersey Shore Hospital with a lot of complications. So we're going to learn for Dov Ber Bas Ben Pearl. He should have a refuah shalema b'ser sheichel Yisrael. Also, we're going to continue to learn for Jeff Miller, who was very seriously injured in a car accident yesterday up here in the mountains. Jeff is a long-time Staten Islander, and many people will know him also from Deerfield. So I made a mistake yesterday. I thought that they added a name. They didn't add a name. They made a mistake because his father's name was Chaim, so they gave first the name Chaim. But it's Yosef ben Rivka. They did not add a name.
Rabbi Dov Solkowitz had back surgery today.
How's he doing?
Don't know. We just had scant information that he had back surgery. I don't know what the condition is, but he wasn't feeling well here.
Oh, so that's Dov Ber Ben Pearl.
Yeah.
That's Dov Ber Ben Pearl. I mixed up the names. It's Dov Ber Ben Pearl. David Arbach's name is Rafal David. Okay. We are sponsored by the Fogel family, Lili Nishmas Yaakov Zev, Ben Yehuda Aryeh, Rivka Bas Yaakov Yosef, Tzivya Miriam Bas Gad, Yosef Ben Zion, Ben Yaakov Zev, by Baruch Ian, Lili Nishmas Yaakov Chaim Ben Abba Esther Bas Gittel, Avram Ben Shmuel HaKoyen, by Yaakov Yamansky, for Akas HaTov to the Rav and the Zum family, for Nachas from children and grandchildren, Abe Spry for Nachas from children and grandchildren, by Ed Saleh from London, and Joshua Rosenberg, a virtual Talmud. We also, Rabbi Say, it's my Hebrew birthday today, Yud Beis. It's tonight. It's Yud Beis Av. So I want to give everybody a bracha, that everybody should have hatzlacha in ruchnius and gashmius, and Hashem should be mamale kol mishalosecha mishalosechem letova.
Amen.
We welcome in Chaim Kramer, it's good to see, and Ben Zion Cohn, Aaron Swade, Mel Zachter, Irving Fishbaum, Dr. Guy, Marshall Castle, Mo Kushner, Nachman Chapler, and in the Aguda I see Berish Gesserman, I see Michal Avram, Rich Leonard at his post. Is Ruvain Shannon there? No, he's not there. We miss him. And I don't see Gedalia there either. Gedalia is there? It's coffee time. Okay. And Gedalia Engel, Dr. Block, Saba, Yisrael Fisher, Ruvain Pollack. I'm not sure who that is there. That's Menachem Umansky, Yitzi Fuchs, Michal Akta, Rabbi Kranz, Ram Rezepkowitz, who I saw for a short time on the picture, Moshe Lehman, Ilya Shutman, Yitzi Muller, David Helfgott on Kol HaLashon. Okay, so we are holding by Gufa 2 lines from the bottom of Daf Nun Amid Beis. Gufa, 2 lines from the bottom of Daf Nun Amid Beis. Gufa, Amar Rav had said, Ein Marzikin b'nichsei eishes ish. You cannot, even though, let's take our case that Chatzkel is married to Shprinza, so if Marshall occupies Shprinza's land for 3 years, he cannot claim that he bought it. Why? Because she'll say, I didn't protest because I thought my husband took care of it. However, V'dainei Gaila Amru, the famed judges of the diaspora, this refers to Shmuel and Karna. These were the famed judges of the diaspora. V'dainei Gaila Amru, Marzikin. Yeah, if he was there for 3 years and she didn't say boo, he could claim that he bought it and he didn't keep the paper. Amar Rav, so Rav says, Halacha k'dainei Gaila. The law is like Shmuel and Karna. So the Gemara says in surprise, Rav retracted from his position. Amalei Rav Kahana Rav Asi the Rav, Hoda beimar mishmaitze, did you retract from your position? Amalahu mistavra imrei k'derav Yosef. I said that it's probable that the halacha is that Marshall will have a chazaka in the case of Rav Yosef. Now, although the Gemara says in the case of Rav Yosef, Rav didn't say that because Rav was way before Rav Yosef, so he couldn't have said it before like the case of Rav Yosef. The Gemara just says this in an abbreviated fashion. So in a case where Marshall occupied the land for a year while the husband was alive, and then 3 years after the husband died, lo yaleinu, so then Marshall will have a chazaka because he has a terrific migu. Since he had it 3 years after the husband died, so he could say, I bought it from you. I bought it from you, Shprinz, after your husband died. And then you can't claim that you thought your husband protested. So therefore, he's also believed if he says that I bought it from your husband who you sold it to. He's believed because he could have just said, I bought it from you, and he would be believed. Now, the Mishnah then goes on to say, V'lo le'isha b'nichsei bala, that a woman does not have a chazaka on her husband's field. If Shprinza occupies Chatzkel's field for 3 years, she has no chazaka. So the Gemara says, duh, pshita. That's obvious. Since the husband has to support her, maybe she was in the field eating the peiros. Kevan is la mezayne, since she gets support from him, of course he didn't protest, because it's obvious she was in the field being supported by him. Says the Gemara, the Chiddush in the Mishnah is, where he designated a different land for her to get her support. And therefore she didn't have to be in the land for support, because he designated other land. However, we say still that the husband doesn't mind if she does a switcheroo, and therefore that's why he didn't protest, and therefore she can't have a chazaka. If she actually bought it from him, she better keep the paper. But now the Gemara discusses what is going to be the subject of the rest of the night, and that is horaya yesh. If she has proof that she bought it from him, if she has a shtar that she bought it from her husband, or she has witnesses that she bought it from her husband, then she gets to keep the field. But the Gemara says, why? Maybe this was only a ruse that the husband used in order to uncover money that she might be squirreling away. You see, a wife is not supposed to keep money. The kol mashikana isha kana baila. So a wife is not supposed to squirrel away money. So maybe he was suspecting that she was secreting away money, and the reason why he purported to sell her the field is because he wanted to uncover the money that she was stealing from the house. And therefore it says the Gemara, Lema legluye zuzehu debai. Maybe he just wanted to uncover the money that she was squirreling away. Shmat mino, so we see from here that we don't say that. Shmat mino, if he sells a field to his wife and gives her a shtar, or there's witnesses to the effect, kansa, she acquires it. We don't say it was an insincere sale. He just wanted to uncover that she was secreting away money. Says the Gemara, lie. No, that's not true. The truth of the matter is that if a husband sells a field to his wife, we have to be concerned that the sale was a bogus sale, and he just wanted to uncover because he suspected that she was putting away money in hiding. But rather, Ema haraya yesh, if she has proof, that's b'shtar matana. If the husband gave her a gift document. So if a husband gave her a field as a gift, then you can't say he was trying to uncover if she was squirreling away money, because he didn't take any money from her. Amalei Rav Nachman Rav Huna. Rav Nachman said to Rav Huna, Lo yavi mar gabon be'urta. You weren't with us last night, betchuma, in the Beis Medrash that's at the outskirts of the city. You see, they used to make the Beis Medrash all the way at the end of the tchum of the city, in order that people could reach the Beis Medrash from several cities, and it should be within the tchum of several cities. As we welcome in Eddie Chazan, who decided to join us. Who knows? You know, when Eddie doesn't show up right away, you have no idea which tax collector he's running away from. But Eddie, we're glad you could join us.
Sorry, I'm late.
Marshall's even more sorry.
I'm getting it all now.
Don't worry, Marshall. You don't get anything that you don't deserve.
I've heard that song before.
Richard Rosenzweig, it's great to have you join us. So lo yave mar gabon be'urta. Rav Nachman told Rav Huna that the master was not with us in the evening, betchuma, by the Beis Medrash, which was situated at the end of the tchum of the city. Da'amrina milei maliyasa. We really spoke about interesting things. So Rav Huna was curious. Amalei mai milei maliyasa. What was the good stuff that you spoke about? Amrisu, we said, hamoicher sadal ishtai, that if somebody sells his field to his wife, konsa, she acquires it. V'loi amrina ligluye zuzeh yudabai. And we don't say that it's a bogus sale, and he only did it in order to see if she was secreting away money from the house. Amalei, so Rav Huna said, that doesn't seem to be a novelty to me. Pshita, dal zuzei me'ach. Forget about the money. But he gave her a shtar. He gave her a deed of sale. If he was only doing it to uncover the money, why did he give it a deed of sale? And therefore, with the deed of sale, that's enough for her to acquire it. Because with tiknei b'shtara, she should acquire it just with the shtar. So even if you say he wanted to flush out the money, but then he wouldn't give her a shtar, since he gave her a shtar, so she acquires it with the deed of sale. Miloi Tanan, didn't we learn the Chosim Sheyesh Lem Achrayis? Now remember, we said the Chosim Sheyesh Lem Achrayis, property that has security, that's land. Land is considered secure because you can't hide it. Movables you could hide; they could conveniently disappear. Nechasim sheyesh lamachrayis, real estate is niknin b'kesef u'b'shtar u'b'chazaka, either with money or a deed of sale, or by making some kind of improvement. But Amalei v'lav itmar Allah Amar Shmuel. Shmuel says, you know where a shtar is enough? Leishanu ela b'shtar matana. That's only a deed of a gift. There, the deed is enough, because by a gift, there is no money. But if it's a sale, like you don't acquire it, a deed is not enough. You need money too. Says Gemara, but the lav moisiv Rav Hamnuna, didn't Rav Hamnuna ask on this? Bishtar Ketzad, it says in Kedushin that real estate is acquired Kesef Shtar Chazaka. Bishtar Ketzad, how does it acquired with a shtar? Kosav loy, if the seller writes to the buyer, alanir, on a paper, or ala cheres, or on a shard, afal pisha ein ba yishava pruta, even if the document is not worth a pruta, sadai mechuralach, my field is sold to you, sadai knuyalach, my field is acquired by you, harizu mechura unesuna, it's either sold or gifted. So you see that a shtar acquires without money, even by mechira. So v'lavhu moisiv lavhu mefarikla. Didn't Rav Hamnuna ask this question and answer it? He says that's not a problem on Shmuel. Really, by a regular sale, a shtar is not enough, unless it's accompanied also with money. There, where it says it's enough with a shtar alone, that's talking about where it was a field that nobody wanted to buy. It was an eyesore, and the seller wanted to get rid of it. And therefore, that's why a shtar is enough. Where he sold the field because it was an inferior field that he was hot to trot to get rid of. Only over there is shtar enough. While Rav Ashi Amar, Rav Ashi says the din that you could acquire with a shtar alone is not a kash on Shmuel. Because really, if it's a mecher, if it's a sale, you need shtar with the purchase price. It says over there it's mechura unesuna, a shtar, even if it's not worth a pruta, is enough. Rav Ashi, that's talking about b'matana bikesh litnalai. It's talking about where he wanted to give it as a gift. And that's why it says sadai mechura unesuna. It's not either or. It's sold and a gift. Now, how could it be sold and a gift? So really, he wanted to give it as a gift. Why did he use a lashon of mechira? V'lama kasav lei b'lashon mecher. Why did he use a language of a sale? Kidei leyafais koiche. That's to strengthen that I'm giving you a gift. It's nice to be talking about gifts on my birthday. I'm giving you a gift where you have the right that if somebody takes the land away from you, you could ask me for compensation. Now, normally there's no achrayis on a gift, but he worded it as a sale to say that this is a gift that I'm upping the guarantee that it's like a sale, that if somebody takes it away from you, you could ask for security. So the Gemara asks, Meisvei, and if you're just joining us now, 6 lines from the bottom of Daf Nun Aleph Amud Aleph. You know, the Daf of Noah at Nun Aleph, I always tell people Noah has 2 translations. It means now. It's onomatopoeic, no, now. And it also means please. And many times when we say no, it has both meanings. For example, in benching, if you're daven nusach svard, if you daven nusach Ashkenaz, you say rachem. But if you daven nusach svard, you say rachem no. Rachem no Hashem Elokeinu al Yisrael Amecha. So there the no means both things. It means please and it means now. We want it to happen now and we're asking please. So Meisvei.
Rabbi, this means Pasha also. That's not no.
Right. It's interesting. There's a beautiful chidah. The chidah says that Moshe Rabbeinu knew a soid gadol, a big secret, that if you'll say no twice, the Rebbeinu Shalom will answer you. And that's why when he prayed by Miriam, he said, Kel na refana la. So he said no twice. Therefore, when he said, Ebra na ve'era es ha'aretz, the Rebbeinu Shalom right away said, Rav lach. Stop right there. Al toisif. Don't say another no. Because I'm not taking you into Eretz Yisrael. By the way, if anybody did not get a chance to hear the Chumash shir that Dr. Block sponsored last night, it was a good one. So you should catch it on either Torah Anytime or YouTube and check it out. Meisvei, Lova min ha'eved. If, let's say, Marshall has I shouldn't tell you this, but, you know, Marshall does have slaves. I was in his house and I saw the manacled chains on the walls in the basement. So,
Gotta keep him in line.
yeah. So one of his slaves is called Tony. So Meisvei Lova Mina Eved, if Marshall took a loan from Tony, gave him a promissory note, V'shicharai, and then freed him, or Mina Isha, or let's say Chatzkel took a loan from Shprinza, V'girsha, and divorced her, Ein Lohen Alav Klum. Tony, who's now Mordechai, can't ask Marshall for payment, even though he has a promissory note. And Shprinza can't ask from her ex payment. So my time, what's the reason? Lav mishum damrin, don't we say that really there was no loan, and there was no loan to the wife? It was ligluye zuzehu debai. He wanted to flush out the money that she was hiding. So the Gemara says, yeah, there we say it because it's not likely that a master will take a loan from his eved. It's not likely that a husband will take a loan from his wife because it says, eved loiva leish malva, that the one who takes the loan is a slave to the creditor. And there's no way that Marshall wants to be a slave to his servant. There's no way that the husband wants to be a slave to his wife. Shani asim de loy nichale l'shavya nafshe eved loiva leish malva. Sholach Rav Huna bar Avin. So now here again we have our case. I told you this is going to be the subject of the rest of the daf. Sholach Rav Huna bar Avin amoicher sadol le'ishtoi. If he sells his field to his wife and there's a shtar, or there's witnesses, she acquires it. We don't say that it's a bogus sale in order to flush out if she's secreting away and scrolling away money from the house. Now, what's the din with fields that a wife owns? Fields that a wife owns, her husband has rights of usufruct, to use its fruit. And therefore the Gemara says, Kansa, she acquires it, Ubala Eichel Peris, and the husband has the right of the usufruct. Bram, however, Rabbi Abba Rabbi Avo, V'kol Gedolei Adar Amru, they say, they one-up it. They say that if he sold the field to his wife, he really wanted to give it to her as a gift. And the reason why he put it in the term of a sale is he wanted to give her rights of security. So Rabbi Abba Rabbi Avo, V'kol Gedolei Adar Amru, B'matana Bikesh Litnala. V'lama kasav la l'shum mecher. Why did he use the language of a sale? K'dei liyafa, he says, koicha, to strengthen her, that if somebody takes it away, she'll have security, which is not normally the case by a gift. Meisvei, so the Gemara says, but we see that we do say that a husband might want to flush out money that his wife is secreting away. Meisvei loiva mina eved. If Marshall takes a loan from his servant, and then frees him. Mina Isha, if Spencer takes a loan from her husband, Chatzkel, Girsha, and then divorces her, Ein lohen alav klum. The wife can't collect with the promissory note. The former slave can't collect. My time. La mishum, don't we say the Amar ligluye zuzehu debai? He only wanted to flush out money that the Eved or the wife was secreting away. So the Gemara says correct, but there we say it because it's not likely that the husband would subject himself to being an Eved to his wife. Hold on a second, the plug is not in by the computer. What? That's correct. So since...
So where did she get the money from? The money is owned by him.
She squirreled it away. That's why he wants to...
Even if she made the money, it's still his.
I'm telling you, the husband looked and he said, what's going on? I know I made this month $30,000 and I don't see $10,000. So it must be I had it lying around and she took it. So she's going to deny it. So in order to flush it out, he makes a bogus sale.
But even if she has the money, legally, it's his money. She's paying with his money. She's buying something from him with her money, which is not her money anymore.
No, that's not a shayla. She could have money al manashe in lebala rishuspa.
What about the Eved?
What?
What about
we had sugis that an Eved also could get money al manas lebala the rabba rishuspa.
Okay.
Now, says the Gemara, you have no idea how much finances cause problems in marriages. The money can cause tremendous problems in marriages. The Chazal set up the house in a certain way that the husband should be in charge of the money. And when it's not that way, it can be huge problems. As a matter of fact, it is the source of a problem in our society today, in the Kailal society, where the wife makes the money and the husband still wants to make all the decisions. And, in the olden days when the husband made all the money, so then it was easy to understand that the husband made decisions. When the wife is making all the money and the husband still wants to make all the decisions, that causes. Now the truth of the matter is if the wife understands, if the husband is learning and the wife understands that she's going to get an equal share in her husband's learning. Right? That's what it says. It gets an equal share in the husband's learning. Okay, so then it's easier for the woman to swallow because she feels she's getting something of nitzchias. But if a woman doesn't really feel that, so then it's a source of a lot of stress. And that's why the woman doesn't have to work. It says in the ksuva, ana eflach. I'm going to work. She doesn't write a ksuva to her husband that she's going to work. That's the importance of the balance in the marriage. There's a lot of distress because of this. Now, Amar Rav, hamoicher sada leishtay, if somebody sells a field to his wife, konsa, because we don't say that it's a bogus sale just to flush out the money, and it's a sale, va'abal oichel peiros, and therefore the husband gets the right of usufruct, because even though it's hers, but the husband gets the right of usufruct. Bimatana, if he gives it to her as a gift, he gives it ba'ayin yafa, generously, and therefore he gives her the peiros too. Kansa, ve'ena ba'al oichel peiros. Rabbi Lazar says even if he sells it to her, it's actually a gift, and the only reason why he said sale is to up her power, that if it's taken away, he promises her security. Rabbi Lazar, they're both deemed a gift, and therefore ve'ena ba'al oichel peiros. And the reason why he worded it as a sale is only to give akrayas security if somebody takes it away from her. Ovid Rav Chisda uvda k'Rebbe Elazar. Rav Chisda paskined against Rav, like Rebbe Elazar, that a husband worded it as a sale, and yet he denied the husband the right of the fruit, of the usufruct. So the grandchildren of Rav were surprised that he ruled like Rabbi Elazar against Rav. Rav was greater than Rabbi Elazar. Amalei Rabban Ukva, the Rabban Nechemya. Rabban Ukva and Rabban Nechemya said to Rav Chisda, they said it respectfully because Rav Chisda was a great man. So Amalei Rabban Ukva v'Rav Nechemya b'nei bonsei de Rav, the grandchildren of Rav, they said to Rav Chisda, Shavik Mar Rav Revei, the master forsakes the great one, Rav v'Avid Kizutre, and he does like the small one, relatively Rabbi Elazar. Amalei, so Rav Chisda defended himself. Ananami k'Rav Revei Avdei, I'm not doing like Rabbi Elazar. Rabbi Yochanan also holds that way. Rabbi Yochanan is already a big man. Rabbi Yochanan, there's an opinion that Rabbi Yochanan lived 400 years. That puts into perspective when Rabbi Yochanan says, Dein garma da'asira bir, this is the bone of my 10th child. If you're going to live 400 years, you're going to bury all your children. And there's an opinion that Rabbi Yochanan was a very, very, very great man. He was definitely a Rav Revei. So Amalei Anonami K'Rav Revei Avdei. The Chi Asa Ravin, when Ravin arrived, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, he said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, Echad Zeh ve'Echad Zeh, even where he says it's a sale, Kansa, she acquires it. We don't say that it's bogus, Ligluye Zuzeh, and we say that he doesn't have the right of usufruct because really it was a gift, and he only used the language of a sale in order to give her achrayis. Ve'ena ba'al oichel peiros. And now, the Gemara tells us what's the bottom line. Amar Rava, Hilchasa, the bottom line is, Hamoicher sada le'ishtay, if you sell a field to your wife, if a person sells a field to his wife, loy kansa, she doesn't acquire. The halacha is, and by the way, Rava we always pass like because Rava is the Basroi. So the great Rava said, Hilchasa hamaychel sadel ishtay loikansa, because there is a very real possibility that he only sold it because he was missing money in the house and he wanted to flush out the money. And the husband gets the right of Yusuf. Now that's contradictory, because if it's not a sale, then the husband has everything. So then why does it say that the Baal only has the Yusufruk? The Gemara is going to ask that in a minute. But Matana, if he gives it to her as a gift, so a gift, there's no possibility of flushing out money because they're giving it to her for free, Kansa, and since he gave it as a gift, he gives it ba'ayin yafa, and therefore ve'ena ba'loichel peres. But the Gemara asks, on the first statement, where it says that she acquires it, and she doesn't acquire it, and he eats the fruit, tarte, that's a stira. Because if she doesn't acquire because he's doing it to flush out the money, then he has everything, not just the fruit. So the Gemara says, like kasha, kan b'mois tmunan. If Itaka was concealed money, she, in order to buy it, she goes behind the bookshelf and she takes out $25,000. So the husband knew, I knew it. She was stashing money. So then the sale is not a good sale at all. One is money that wasn't concealed. He knew she had this money. So he wasn't doing it to flush out the money. And there we say that it's the opinion of Rava, the halacha, that the husband gets the right of Yusufrut. It's a sale, not a gift. We don't say that he just did it to give her security. And we know this distinction, the Amar of Yehuda Mois Tmunin Loikansa. If it was hidden money, then she doesn't acquire because it was just to flush out the money. Mois She'ein Tmunim, if it wasn't hidden money, Kansa. Okay, Rabbi say, believe it or not, this Matzoi Shabbos, Shir is already 10 o'clock.